Right now, we're about a week away from going September and ending transfer window. I think it's a perfect time to do the last video of this dream signing series, part 2, and look at 3 more clubs and which dream signings should they bring in this summer if all the things align for them. Tottenham's dream signing is Morgan Rogers. Now, obviously missing out on Nessa's transfer is a very big blow for Spurs because they also lost Madison to an ACL injury, which probably see him out for the entirety of the rest of the season. So the need for number 10, who can also play a bit of the left as well, has become even more and more clear, and the perfect guy to bring in and resolve that need is Morgan Rogers. He's a guy that brings so much quality to Spurs. He's a guy that just won the PFA Young Player of the Year award. He's a guy that always has a very big potential. He's probably the best player to Aston Villa right now. Can offer so much to Spurs right now. He's a guy that can play a number 10 as left winger, as right winger. A guy can play a variety of positions as well. And that's great for Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank is a manager to be more versatile. We've seen him play a lot of different styles at Brentford, even this year at Spurs, the first 2 games of the season. We've seen him play very 2 dramatic formations and styles. We saw a back 5 against PSG and a back 4 against Burnley. And Morgan Rogers is a guy that we able to afford or give Thomas Frank the versatility that maybe needs to play different formations and tactics according to the points he's going to play against. Morgan Rogers is a guy that's going to come in and have an immediate impact for Spurs. You see Okudush came into Spurs against Burnley and was so impactful for them the first game, getting 2 assists early on. Morgan Rogers can have the same kind of impact for Spurs off the bat. It's a guy, again, as I said, he has an amazing quality right now. Is a guy that just gonna take Spurs to a new level. If they actually bring in Morgan Rogers, obviously missing out on Eze is a very big blow. If they are able to bring in Morgan Rogers instead of Eze, I wouldn't say it's a big drop of quality. I also see a lot of teams miss out on their main transfer targets. They go for another guy, and that guy is a bit less better or a bit worse than what their main target was. But in this scenario, I don't think Morgan Rogers is that far inferior to what Eze is right now. Is he able to really truly impact what Spurs are doing right now? Eze is a guy that now coming in as Spurs, he probably takes that squad looking at the overall starting 11, also gives a bit more depth in terms of the offensive levels. And in terms of also midfield as well, so that obviously just another big plus for Tottenham. Obviously, it's a guy that also makes this squad probably a top 5, top 6 contender for the season. I put the Tottenham 7th on my Premier League prediction, but with Morgan Rogers into the squad, I can definitely see them battling for the 5th or 4th place. I mean, I can see Tottenham being a very, very good matchup to both Newcastle and Chelsea throughout the whole year. I mean, looking obviously Spurs to Newcastle side to side, I don't think there's a very much difference in terms of player quality and how both teams are playing. I mean, I'm really high on Spurs this year, and after seeing what Thomas Frank did in the first couple games of the season, seeing them play against a more ball on the side like PSG is, and seeing them play against a more defensive team like Burnley is, and seeing Spurs be able to play so well against both those teams is an amazing and a very good plus for me, and a sign that Thomas Frank is doing very well with Spurs. Now, obviously, some issues can still occasionally occur, which happened last year. That's why Tottenham had that week of a season. But I'm very high on Spurs, and then if they are able to bring in Morgan Rogers, I just think it should be even more amazing for Spurs, and just even one more sign that things are going the right direction for Spurs. Obviously, like Daniel Levy, I don't think I'm missing out on Eze, and also Morgan is right if you want to say that. It's a sign of what we know about Levy and his stubbornness or whatever. I don't think it's the best times of directness in terms of getting new signings. If they're able to bring in Morgan Rogers, I feel like this summer will be an amazing summer for them, and to look back at these signings and be very happy over them. Now, will Aston Villa be open to sell Morgan Rogers? From what I've seen, they are still dealing with some PSR problems, which I kind of feel a bit odd because I don't really remember them spending that much money the last couple of years. And they've also sold Zachary Ramsey for a significant amount of money to Newcastle this summer already. But apparently they are still dealing with some PSL problems, so if Tottenham are able to bid a lot of money for Morgan Rogers, which I think they are because they wanted to bring in Eze and Savinho, both of them to the club, so I don't think the money was a problem for them at this moment. So Aston Villa has really the need to sell because of those PSR rules or whatever, and Tottenham has some money to getting a very good offer. I feel like Morgan Rogers can very much just come to Tottenham in the final week and a half of this transfer window. So we'll see, but if Morgan Rogers asks coming to Spurs, it'll be an amazing signing. And again, right now, their dream signing. Liverpool's dream signing is Isaac. Liverpool has 2 areas we need to address this next week, which is center back and also the front line. In terms of the facets center back, they have Van Dijk and Konate, obviously very good players, but Konate is a guy who's probably almost leaving Liverpool this summer. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, going to stay or leave. And also they brought in Leone, a young defender who I don't know if he's prepared already to already be coming and play some backup Premier League minutes off the bench already. So I don't know how well it is right now to be given that role. I feel like a new defender to act as the right backup option to both Van Dijk and Theo would be ideal. And what you see by auto reports is see like Mark Gavey is going to be that option. But I think the biggest priority right now is the front line and the need to bring in a new attacker. Obviously, they have four attackers. They have Chiesa, Salah, Ekitike, and Gakpo. The last three, Salah, Ekitike, and Gakpo, are their main front three, which will play towards upcoming games. But off the bench, the only real true for the option they have off the bench is Chiesa. So I feel like the need for a new attacker, either coming off the bench or starting, would be ideal. And seeing what happens with Isaac Newcastle right now, especially like the last couple of days with Isaac bringing out a statement against Newcastle, also Newcastle doing the same against Isaac, I feel like it's the best time to try and make the last offer for Isaac to try and bring him this summer. It's a guy that obviously could bring Ekitike on the bench, which had an amazing first two games for Liverpool. But it's a guy that just improved so well at 11. And what we've seen with Ekitike play against Bournemouth last game, I feel like Isaac is still very much still able to replace that and even do a bit better than Ekitike has done the past two games. We saw a lot of combinations with Ekitike dropping back and playing off the left and able to play passes with Gakpo and Salah and etc. I think it's a guy that very much knows how to do that and will probably do that because the guy also likes to come a bit deep, play off the left side, connect with Gakpo and Salah is a guy that if you put Ekitike on the bench and bring in Isaac, you probably don't lose, you're probably going to gain more in terms of what Ekitike is already bringing to Liverpool. So again, it's like an amazing signing, a guy who's a Premier League proven player. I've really seen the last match week how important that is. A Premier League proven player who almost definitely coming into your team and play very well. That's what we kind of taken to conclusion the last week of Premier League football. And I think again, it's a guy that has been amazing for the last couple of years at Newcastle. I have no doubt going to be able to come into Liverpool and also be amazing for them as well. So all things combined, I feel like Isaac's the dream signing of Liverpool. Also to improve the depth front line because Ekitike is also a guy who's able to play as striker, also able to play at left winger. Also, obviously, again, it's not the perfect depth because only 5 for some attackers, not amazingly. But still, that's still pretty good considering what they have right now. And also, Ruud Guma, the youngster, is a guy who's very much just able to, I think, month by month, we can probably see an increase in his minutes. He's a guy that throughout January, we can probably see him have, I'll say maybe like important role in their first team in terms of being that sixth attacker off the bench and being able to contribute off the bench in some games. Obviously, I don't think we'll be ready to do that right now, but obviously as the months come and go by, like Ruud Guma is going to be a guy that's able to do that. So I think if they bring in Isaac, I thought that's the main priority. Not only is quality going to go up by a lot in terms of Liverpool squad, also in terms of depth, also going to go up. And in terms of, in terms of depth, the front line is probably their biggest area of need after bringing Leone, because before it was defenders, but now after bringing Leone, probably the front line is the next big thing to do. To bring in Isaac and Gary, even better. I feel like Liverpool has the money to do that. RVL is almost leaving Liverpool this summer. I feel like it's going to go to RB Leipzig, and Liverpool's a team that has sold a pretty good sum of players. They've sold Kelleher to buy for a reasonable amount of money. They've sold Luis Diaz, Ariel Nunes, even got some money off Trent as well. So just all that combined just makes sense for Liverpool to bring in Isaac. And again, bringing Isaac is going to just make that title campaign just that much stronger. That when right now I'm thinking of them as equal favorites to Arsenal, if they bring in Isaac, I feel like I have to give the edge to Liverpool above Arsenal. But that's the type of impact I'm expecting Isaac to have on this team. Barca's dream signing is Bastoni. Now I think this is a very kind of out of the world signing, and it's again a very dreamy signing, I would say. But Barcelona lost Nick Martinez to Al Nassr on a free, and now this just kind of deepens their need of a new center back and a new depth at that position. Also, Ronald Rush is still there. I don't think it's a guy Barca is really trusting in him to be that consistent center back option alongside Kovacic. And it's a guy Bastoni comes in, I feel like it's the perfect partner for Kovacic. A guy who's great on the ball, maybe one of the best defenders, or the best defender in the world in terms of having the ball on his feet. I think for Hansi Flick in Barcelona is something that is very much needed. Also a guy who is left-footed. Obviously Kovacic played very well with Martinez, who's also left-footed partner in him. So losing your only left-footed partner defensively in Martinez is a big hit. and Ronaldo and Nader Garcia guys were able to replace that. Bastoni bringing in again just a bigger point, a bigger plus in terms of that being that great companion to Kubarsi defensively. Now I don't know how we'll see him play in the back two because we've seen I think the entirety of his entire career we kind of see him play in the back two formation with either Skriniar or the Bridge, or now we're seeing him with Pavard and whatever. It can be a pretty new thing for Bastoni to see him play in the back four. I don't know if he already plays that in Italy sometimes. I don't think they've done that a lot of times, but it might be wrong and he might have some experience playing back four. But still, that's kind of the biggest worry because for the defenders, that transition from back three to back four is still pretty big in terms of positioning and aiming the ball and whatever. But Bastoni has the quality to just very much adapt to that system and play a back four. And also, I don't know how really good it will be in terms of playing a high line. We saw Bastoni. There's a lot of the high line last year. Also, that I don't know what to call it. Like they're catching players outside that outside trap. They done that a lot last year. I know how good Bastoni will be in terms of to play in that system and being able to catch defenders by and offside. So it's a guy that right now is probably top three best defenders in world football. It's a guy that Inter has done so good for Inter. And again, I don't think Inter will be able to sell. I think Barca has the money to sell back if they want to bring in Bastoni. Able to rush him as well. I think that they have to sell Casado and Ronaldo in terms to bring in Bastoni. But still, again, this is their dream signing. Also, they probably should target a bit more down to the world, down to earth kind of signings. I also still think there's a very possibility of them not bringing in a new defender and them going to next year with having Kovacic, Ronaldo, Eric Garcia, and their outer defense, which is obviously not ideal. And Lucien Martinez is a very loss to what they had last year going on for them. So I don't know. Depends a lot, but I think Bastoni will probably be the dream signing. The best defender who they could bring in this summer, even better than Arte, for example, who I've seen some things around as well as in Barcelona. Again, I feel like Bastoni would be a very much upgrade on Nick Martinez, not only be the replacement, also a very, very big upgrade on Nick Martinez, and also just like it's gonna take that team to a whole new level of quality on off the ball. And if you're already scared about that Barca team last year with Kubarsi and Martinez in defense, just imagine that now that team, the same team with Kubarsi and Bastoni, two guys who are, I mean, Bastoni is kind of 26, I'm pretty sure, so in their prime, reaching his prime, and Kubarsi is still very young. So you probably can see that center back duo going on for 10 plus years. Just imagine that going on for that long of a time. And since Barcelona team, if the core is able to remain the same, so it should be a team that without that domination with Xavi and yes, in the early Messi years, we can see that domination go again for the next few years. Obviously, going Barcelona against PSG, but we can see Barcelona being the way the team that Real Madrid as well, being the more dominant team in Spain for the next 5 to 10 years.